Alright, can we recover? No, we cannot. Cool. Okay. Oh, that's where I put you, bud. Don't know what to do there. Okay. Oh.
I need more time.
What did it? Oh, I need to have blood mist for that. No! I killed her. Oh, god damn it. Alright, well, hey, it's content. I like when I was just there and I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Alright, I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna attack her. I'm gonna hope this works. Just get lucky on rolls, just get lucky on essence? No, I f***ed up. Yeah. No controller. Alright. Oh, why are you alive? I know why you're alive. I screwed up my rotation, but... Thanks, controller. Hey, controller, you're super great at everything that you do. Oh, controller, bud. I need you to shoot at her and not shoot at her. That's just gonna have to work, bud. Maybe?
I'm not ready.
No? Whoa. Okay. Alright, this will be a good one. Nope. Well, actually, it's fine. It's fine. We're goated with the sauce. Cool. This one's gonna have to do. Oh, that felt very bad.
I need more time.
Huh. Oh, did I mess up? I messed up. No, I didn't mess up. Good job, me. Oh. Well, that's... I would say that's a mess up. Did I not consume corpses?
I need more time.
Fucked up. Nope, no part of that makes logical sense to me. I'm all set. I am a god king. I am a god king. All of us rejoice. That's a cool fight, man. That is a very, very cool fight. I like that. That's a very, very cool fight. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. We got Lilith dead on my birthday, day before the patch comes out. Now if they make this fight super easy, no one can say I didn't do it. Skip most of the fight. Yeah, that's why I liked it. Yeah, chat points out I skipped most of the fight. That's why I liked it. That's why it was a good fight. Whenever you have to deal with the things in the fight, it's a bad fight. But when you just kill her, it's a super good fight. How many times did it take to do this? I'd say like 8 or 10. I'd say like 8 hours of legitimate tries with just wrong gear. I just had wrong gear on. All right, I realized I should probably do this because I only have one opportunity to do it in front of Lilith's dead. Well, her corpse is gone at this point, and while we still have this steed here. But we just got it done with Bone Spear. Obviously, everybody kind of clowns on Bone Spear because you kind of just kill her too fast. And to that, I say, I don't know, you don't get mad when somebody speed cubes a Rubik's Cube, so why not just punch your way through the absolute fight? Deathless Visage, like near perfect rolls on this thing. Damage reduction, armor damage reduction. Honestly, you should just have more damage because actually surviving mechanics doesn't matter. Bone Spear, crit chance, attack speed with primary resource, and then a perfect roll in Grasping Veins here. This is whatever, this doesn't matter. Those don't matter. Movement speed, essence cost reduction are like pretty good rolls, and then a perfect on Wind Striker, although that's not really relevant. And then I basically haven't replaced this sword in a million years, but it's intelligence, vulnerable, crit. Obviously, I'd like to have core damage here, but like, what can you do? I just haven't found a better one. I'm running movement speed, evulsion, essence cost reduction, and then armor with a near perfect force duration on the amulet. The oldest ring that I own because I have not dropped another exposed flesh, but it's a pretty decent ring for like a low 700 item power. Max essence, crit with bone, crit chance, lucky hit chance. And then max essence, max life, vulnerable, crit chance with a 17 on Edge Masters. Just based off of like how the fight goes, I think I'd much rather have inner column here, but I just didn't have a perfect roll, so we didn't put it on there. Skirmishers, cold mages, and iron golem. People kept asking me about like shadow mages. This is just better. Just like mathematically, this is better. Skill tree is like pretty basic. I'll just like scroll through it very quickly. This is what we ended up doing. Something like that. And then paragons are super duper scuffed. I refuse to like actually fully respec for it, but I'm running sacrificial on main board. I'm running Gravekeeper on secondary board. Getting the extra 12% multiplicative damage here is ultimately what let me push into like phase 2 more comfortably. So I would recommend something like that. Seems decent. Bone Graft obviously with exploit. Scent of Death with our Imbiber. This is the thing that like I just didn't want to respec for. I was using this for a different glyph and I went, I'm just going to toss Imbiber into here and like make it work. And then on Bloodbath, we have Essence. So it was pretty good. Pretty decent setup. I think all of my things are rank 21 at this point. Yeah, I think they all are. Imbiber isn't for sure. But yeah, pretty decent setup. I don't think that my gear was like perfect, but it was definitely good enough. And yeah, pretty cool little, I like the fight. I think it's a very cool fight. You know, like in reflection now that I've done it, I think this took me like 8 hours, like 8 legitimate hours of attempts. I definitely tried like maybe like 2 to 4 hours before just with like garbage setup and not rank 21 glyphs or anything like that. But the fight in general, I think is cool. Even when we would like fail and not just one-shot her into phase 2, you at least have the opportunity to salvage it. The issue being just like how weirdly buggy it is, right? Like she's still taking damage, but she isn't really taking damage. And then when she lands, she's still at like a third of her life. And then you only have like between 1 to 2 seconds to like do damage to her, sometimes even less than that. And depending on the patterns on the ground, which are just garbage. Like the patterns for the spike walls are absolutely garbage. I hate it. I just wish it was more regular. This like wants to be an Elden Ring boss so badly, but the mechanics aren't rigid enough for you to Elden Ring it. It ends up just kind of being luck based some of the time, especially on the Necro, where like if you don't one-shot her into phase 2, and then if you don't one-shot phase 2, which we didn't even really do that, I kind of had to like two-shot it, you just don't have the movement speed. You just don't. So like you'll see a rogue or a druid just like skipping behind walls and then running with them and skirting along the edge. You just can't do that on the Necromancer, at least not on controller, because I was doing all of this on controller. And if you try to spam dodge, while it looks fine here, trying to spam dodge in the middle of the fight, you just get this weird hiccup where like you don't move at all, but you do the dodge animation and you end up just dying. I will definitely say doing this on controller was like hot garbage. Very bad. Often like overwriting, sometimes just missing the corpse you actually want to hit, so she's out of range for corpse tendrils. If you're playing on controller, at the very least for me at my skill level, it was like the hardest I had to play to just kind of stand in space and properly spam Bone Spear during the phases. So I would highly recommend mouse and keyboard if you're having a struggle on controller or on console. Just like learn how to play on mouse and keyboard and then do that. It would feel so much better than on controller. Now that being said, it was obviously doable on controller. I have played about 1,500 hours of Diablo 4 on controller at this point, so I've gotten kind of used to it, but that's at least nice that it can be done on controller. I feel like I'm repeating controller a lot, but I really feel like the mechanics are just not tight enough. Like, your ability to react to the mechanics isn't tight enough on controller, so you kind of just die because the controller did the wrong thing at the wrong point. There were multiple times where I had the perfect setup and my first two Bone Spears just like went off to the sides because it didn't auto-target her when she's the only target on screen, when that's typically how it works. I don't really know what's up with that. Maybe just like buggy hitbox or something. But all in all, cool fight. I hope that they kind of clean it up. They make it so that you kind of have to fight the phases, but also make the phases more rigid so that you can fight them as opposed to just getting RNG'd into a wall every once in a while. Because the thing that makes FromSoft boss fights so good is that when you learn them, you can beat them 100% of the time. So it rewards you for learning them. What this fight rewarded me for doing is learning how to skip past the majority of its mechanics, because the mechanics are impossible to tell when they're happening. And then you just get like weird setups where the two spike walls were just so close together, it's physically impossible to dodge. Again, at least on a controller and at least on the Necromancer. So I hope that they clean it up, make it a lot more rigid so that it can reward you for actually playing through it, and then maybe put in some things to stop you from being able to just spam through phases, because until you do that, the fight's not rewarding enough. But I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed being able to like get it finished. And hopefully the next Pinnacle Boss that they add into this game is even cooler and even bigger and badder and even harder. And we can figure out ways of cheesing that too. Thanks for watching. I hope that this was, a little bit informative. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.